So the S&P 500 has been going nuts ever since January, and so is it time to buy more because the all-time highs are coming back, the bull market is back, or is it time to sell? Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up the S&P 500. This is the SPX chart, and let's go ahead and take a look at this very interesting pattern. Ever since January of 2022, we broke down from our all-time highs. The Fed is trying to reduce inflation, so they're raising interest rates, therefore it's been going down ever since. Let's go ahead and take a look at this pattern. Right here is when we made our all-time highs. Ever since then though, we broke down, fell, had a really nice bounce here. Look at this nice candle right here where the bulls are in control, sold off, but then it got bought back up, bounced up and made another high. But it was definitely lower than the all-time high. We then fell once again. We fell, boom, 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 had a really nice bounce and made a higher high. So this already is the first indicator that maybe the trend is headed downwards. And it's kind of confirmed once the next fall happens. So the next fall happens, we broke down, fall, really nice bounce and made a lower high. So then from there, we fell back again, had a nice bounce and made a higher high. This is a pattern that continues to play out in the more recent history. We fall back down, have a really nice bounce, make a lower high, and now this is where we're at, right here, where we made a higher high. So let's go ahead now and sketch out this very popular trend line that just keeps on revealing itself. We've touched upon it a couple of times up until now. Once, two, three, four, and a fifth time. During the fifth time, many people were thinking we were just gonna keep going down from here as it's done. However, we actually finally broke through it, and now this is what's getting the bulls to be very optimistic. And I think that this line here, however, it's actually faking a lot of people out. It's almost like a distraction from what's actually going on. The reason why I say that is let's go ahead and take a look at this new line that I discovered. So all I'm gonna do is take the exact same trend line and I'm gonna connect it to our newest data. I'm gonna move it to there. So this is the newest data. This is the peak of where we went to in the end of January and the all-time high. We have this new line at this new angle. Right now, it really doesn't mean much, right? But it's gonna start revealing itself more often than you think. So what I'm gonna do is copy this line. I'm gonna paste it again. Same exact line, the exact angle. I'm gonna move it down here. And the reason why I move it down here is because that was our low in October of 2022. Right now, it doesn't really mean much, okay? But once we start pasting it inside of this main channel, we're gonna see a pattern start to reveal itself. So let's go ahead and paste it in again. And I'm gonna drop it in right here. Look at that. Look at how many times these three candles have tested this exact angle, which is also this exact angle, which is also these two exact angles. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and do it again. I'm gonna go ahead and paste it in. I'm gonna put it right here. We kind of tested it a couple times, broke through it. Once we break through it, we tend to go down. Then we retested it again, went up to this kind of upper channel, which is where we're at now. But then once we kind of reach it, we break back down to these lower channels. If I kept doing it, we can see a pattern keep on revealing itself. We can see it touch here, touch there. And once we break through it, like I said, we tend to go up. Once we broke through it, we tend to go up. Once we break through it, we tend to go up. Just do it one more time, because I kind of see one that revealing itself right there. We broke through it, but then we retested it, went down, broke through it, and we kind of followed the channel, and we finally broke through it really good here, then we went up. This is all recent history, but if we keep going back, we can see that exact angle, which I drew here in the past, and we could see that it has actually followed this exact angle in history. Look at this, we broke through it, retested it. Almost went back down, but it kept on up, went up, tested it again, and then we kept on going up. And again, this is the peak before the pandemic crash. We hit it, and then we revisited it again. Look at that, we revisited it right there. And then once we broke it, we went up. And again, look at this, these three candles. Trend line at that exact angle, broke through it, went all the way down and touched down here. This is the lows of the pandemic crash. If we carry this line back, look at that, there's history here. And again, resistance, resistance, finally broke through it, tested it a couple of times, broke through it, only to crash back down to that exact trend line, which revealed itself back here. All of this is all to say that I think that this is actually the trend line that we should be focusing on. And if it is the case, then I think that we're at the very top of it. If you can see with these two candles, we've touched it once and twice, and we went back down. This here is not a good looking candle. This is a very bearish candle with a topping tail. Okay, so that just means that there could be more downside to be had. And if we are respecting this channel, then we're at the top of it at the moment. So there could be a little bit more upside. We can keep testing this upper trend line, but it's looking like we're gonna start heading back down mainly because of this topping tail shooting star candle, all right? So that's what I'm seeing now. I think that we're respecting this channel right here, and it's looking like we may bounce to a couple of these support lines, or we might just go all the way back to this lower one. So that's what I'm seeing now with the S&P 500 chart. I think we're gonna be bouncing within that channel, and of course that channel is quite large, so we might see some major dumps from here, but at the moment we're at that top point, and so it's very risky to just put any money at this moment in time if you think that that channel is correct. I personally do, just seeing how it's been repeating itself many different times in history. And so I'm just waiting to see how everything plays out. Obviously, the economy is not looking good, so I'm not going to be YOLOing it, risking it, and putting a lot of money into the market at the moment. And already see that the market is actually going down, which is what I was expecting. All right, guys, that's about it for the video. If you enjoyed it, definitely hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know down in the comments what you are doing, if you're on the sidelines or if you are YOLOing, buying in because you've already made a ton of money since January. All right, guys, my name is Jimmy Invest. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.